Hi, I'm Linnea, owner of The Wedding Talk, and you're here for the Wedding Planning Bootcamp. There are many couples that need to plan weddings that have never even gone to a wedding before. So today, we're breaking it down to the basics, and we're going over what the heck happens at a wedding. Now today, I'm just gonna break down basic American weddings, but in the future, I have other cultural and religious options coming soon. Hang tight. We're gonna break down every event that happens during a wedding day. Let's start with the morning. Traditionally, the couples get ready separately in the morning time. Brides, bridesmaids, some family members start with their hair and makeup, and usually the grooms, groomsmen's, dads, they don't have to do that much, so they hang out until they're ready to go. Photography also happens during this time in the wedding day. Whether that's candid pictures of you guys getting ready, or individual photos of you all dressed up and ready to go, pictures of the bridal party together, immediate close family that's getting ready with you, and maybe a first look with your partner. A first look is an intimate moment where you and your partner get to see each other for the first time. Traditionally, you would only see your partner for the first time in the ceremony, but now we've made this tradition called first look where you get to do that beforehand. It's completely up to you whether you do a first look or you wait until the ceremony. Now we're gonna move on to the big moment, the ceremony. This event can happen in so many different ways. There's so many variables in what goes on. But usually guests start to arrive and they go and find their seats. You might offer them welcome drinks or anything like that before they sit down. Then when it's time to begin, the bridal party, the officiant, the couple, the parents, everybody walks down and gets ready for the ceremony to begin. During the ceremony, again, lots of different things can be happening. But really, it just comes down to vows, maybe a unity ceremony, maybe some readings or somebody sings. Rings are going to be exchanged, maybe a prayer. All of the ceremony happens, you usually kiss, and then you leave. When the ceremony ends, we go to cocktail hour. Cocktail hour is really mostly for your guests. They get up from the ceremony, they go to cocktail hour, they get a drink, they get to mingle, maybe they sign a guest book. And while they're all doing that, you are going to be taking photos with family members, your bridal party, and each other. I would also like to suggest that you take 5 minutes of just you and your partner time during the cocktail hour, but that's just me. If you want to make sure that you get some cocktail time too, just make sure that your shot list for the photography is on point and efficient. Unlike the morning time where you have your intimate family taking photos, the cocktail hour photo time is for bigger amounts of family members. Usually this is when cousins or aunts or uncles are also getting their photos taken with you. Get everybody all together and then you can go enjoy your drinks. Here are some things about cocktail hour or events that might happen during cocktail hour if you want to research a little bit more. Cocktail hour then leads into reception. Reception is just basically like a party. Everybody does the order of things very differently, but here's a list of some of the things that you can expect or will want to plan for your wedding. Entrances. This is when the announcements happen as you're walking into the reception. Everybody's cheering. You're saying, this is my family, this is my bridal party, and this is the newly married couple. Very exciting way to bring everybody into the space. Dances happen, whether this is the first dance with you as a couple or your mother, groom, bride, father. Toasts are also made during reception time. I usually recommend to have 4 or under amounts of toasts because it does get quite long. I also suggest planning those toasts, who's saying it, so that way you don't have a weird war going on that takes up a lot of time of who wants to speak. Or crickets when no one wants to talk. Very awkward. Things like garter tosses and bouquet tosses happen during this time. Dancing with all of the guests and the DJ. Sometimes there's a photo booth or really just a general time to get candid photos with the photographer. You might even have games like on the table or to the side. And it's a good time to generally just be with your guests and enjoy the party of like, you did it, you got married. Here's the list of things that can generally happen during a reception if you want to take a screenshot and kind of look into and research a little bit more about them. And at the very end, we have our exit. This is saying goodbye to everybody. Everybody cleans up, vendors leave, you make sure your gifts are being sent home. You might even consider doing an after party somewhere. And sometimes people do fancy exits like these, like a sparkler exit or like confetti being thrown as you're leaving. Or couples might even do a last dance, which when everybody leaves and they're the last people in the space. There's lots of ways to exit. You don't have to do any of those things. You can just say goodbye or make it fancy, up to you. And that's the whole breakdown. Every wedding is different, so there might be variables in what's all going on, but generally that's what you can expect from going to a wedding. If you have any specific questions about each of those events, leave them in the comments below. And if you need more tips, inspiration, whatever, here are my socials. A lot of inspiration on these different events and different things that you could do with them, so make sure you're following along. Come back next Wednesday, we're gonna give some more planning bootcamp tips, and I'll see you next time. Happy planning! Woo!